Students, while coming to the case of flowering plants, the zygote is formed inside the ovule. After fertilization, the other flower whorls are wither and fall off, like sepals, petals, and stamens of the flower wither and fall off. But in some of the plants like guava, tomato, brinjal, raspberry, sometimes sepal remains attached with after the fertilization also. The pistil, however, remains attached to the plant. Other three whorls, sepals, petals, and stamens wither off. But in some plants like guava, tomato, brinjal, raspberry, it can be stay also. But in always pistil remains attached to the plant. The zygote develops into the embryo and the ovules develop into the seed. The ovary develops into the fruit, which develops a thick wall called pericarp that is protective in function. After the fertilization, ovary develops into the fruit, which develops a thick wall called pericarp that is protective in function. After dispersal, seeds germinate under favorable condition to produce new plants. A few kinds of fruit showing seeds and protective pericarp is shown in the diagram here. A fruit showing seeds and protective pericarp also shown there. So by this we completed the lesson. Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the last portion of the first lesson, post-fertilization events. Events in sexual reproduction after the formation of zygote are called the post-fertilization events. Events in sexual reproduction after the formation of zygote are called the post-fertilization events. In that first term comes zygote only, the zygote. As many times we discussed like that, the zygote is forming by the fusion of male gamete with the female gamete. As a result, the zygote will be formed. The zygote will be always diploid only because haploid male gamete fuses with the haploid female gamete to form the zygote. The development of zygote is mainly comes in post-fertilization events. How a zygote is converted into embryo, that is discussed in the portion post-fertilization events. The zygote which forms by the fusion of male gamete and female gamete have two possibilities. It can be formed in the external medium, it can be formed in the external medium, or can be formed in the body of the female. Two possibilities are there. It can be formed in the external medium, that is called as external fertilization, and it can be formed inside the female body, that is called internal and external development. In external development, the zygote is developing into embryo in the external medium only, like water, external, outside the body of the female. And if it is develops inside the body of organism, then it is called the internal. Development of zygote depends on two factors. Zygote is developing, how it should be developed, it is depending upon two factors. So these factors are life cycle of an organism, and the environment it had exposed. This development is dependent upon two factors: life cycle of an organism and environment it was exposed. For that, some organism belonging to the fungi and algae, zygote develops a thick wall. That is resistant to desiccation and damage. This thick wall is resistant to desiccation and damage. It undergoes a period of rest before germination. That is a mechanism to save the gamete in external development. Some classes like fungi and algae, zygote develops a thick wall that is resistant to desiccation and damage. This thick wall is saving this gamete properly, and it undergoes a period of rest before germination. After this germination, it should be developed into embryo. Now, this zygote is the vital link that ensures continuity of species between organism of one generation and the next. So zygote is a connecting link or vital link that ensures continuity of species between organisms of one generation and the next. Every sexually reproducing organism, including human being, begin life as a single cell called a zygote. Every sexually reproducing organism, including ourselves, begin life as a single cell. This single cell is called as the zygote. Single cell is calling as the zygote only. So every organism start its life cycle from the zygote. Is embryogenesis. Embryogenesis is the term. Embryogenesis is the term shows that the process of development of embryo, the process of development of embryo from the zygote only. Zygote is converted into embryo is coming in embryogenesis. Zygote is embryogenesis refers to the process of development of embryo from the zygote. During embryogenesis, zygote undergoes two processes. They are cell division and cell differentiation. So the conversion of gamete into embryo is called embryogenesis. Embryogenesis refers to the process of development of embryo from the zygote. During embryogenesis, the zygote undergoes cell division and cell differentiation. Cell division and cell differentiation. While cell division increases the number of cells, the purpose of cell division is increase the number of cells. Increase the number of cells in the developing embryo. Cell differentiation helps us to group of cells to convert it into the tissues. So two processes are involved in this one: cell division and cell differentiation. In cell division, increase in the number of cells will be takes place. As a result, one cell, single zygote is a single celled structure. It divides into many and converted into a number of cells by the process of cell division. Afterwards, after the formation of this number of cells, it should be converted into tissue, or it is converted into a tissue by the process of cell differentiation only. Cell division increases the number of cells in the developing embryo. Cell differentiation helps group of cells to converted into tissue or certain modification to form a specialized tissue and from tissue to form organ. So afterwards this organ will be converted into organ systems and ultimately into organisms. Animals are categorized into two types. Animals are categorized into two types: oviparous and viviparous. Oviparous and viviparous. So based on whether the development of the zygote takes place outside the body of the female parent or inside. Oviparous means the zygote development is taking place outside the body of the female parent. If it is taking place inside the body of the female parent, then it is called a viviparous. Usually oviparous organism where development of the zygote is taking place outside the body only. So as it is taking place outside the body, generally oviparous are laying eggs only, laying eggs. But viviparous, the development of the zygote is taking place inside the body of the female organism. As a result, they are giving birth to the organism only, giving birth. Organisms are giving birth to their. So the two main difference between oviparous and viviparous animals are: in oviparous animal, development of zygote is taking place outside the body of the organism or external environment, or in viviparous organism, development of the zygote is taking place inside the body of the parent, female parent. And second difference is that in many of the oviparous organisms, they lay eggs outside the body. They lay eggs only. But in viviparous organism, they give birth to the young ones. Examples of oviparous organisms are reptiles and examples of oviparous organisms are reptiles and birds, and viviparous organisms all mammals including the human being. In oviparous animals like reptiles and birds, the fertilized ducts are covered by a hard calcareous shell. Calcareous shell means shell made up of calcium compounds like calcium carbonate, are laid in a safe place in the environment. The fertilized ducts are in animals like birds and reptiles. The fertilized ducts are covered by a hard calcareous shell. Calcareous shell means a shell which is made up of calcium components like a calcium carbonate are laid in a safe place in the environment. After a period of incubation, incubation means female parent is sitting on the egg and the young ones hatch out from the egg. After a period of incubation, incubation period means how many days or how many duration this female parent is sitting on the egg, then at a time the young ones hatch. On the other hand, in viviparous animal, viviparous animal already I told the examples, mammals including human beings. So the zygote develops into young one inside the body of the female organism. After attaining a certain stage of growth, the young ones are delivered out of the body. After attaining a certain growth, means fully embryo is matured, then the young ones are delivered out of the female organism. Because of proper embryonic care and protection. Protection is getting there, proper embryonic care is getting there. As a result, after attaining a certain stage of growth, the young ones are delivered out of the body of the female organism. Because of proper embryonic care and protection, the chances of survival of young one is greater in viviparous organism. That is the advantage of viviparous organism. The main advantage of viviparous organism is that because of proper embryonic care and protection, the chances of survival of young one is greater in viviparous organism.